So here are some questions on small businesses on kids party entertaining. Let's go! You're in my bathroom. Now I haven't been in doing videos for about 3 months, so I'm a little bit rusty. And this is why I'm doing it on my phone today. And because I look like rubbish. Look at this. I look like I've just stepped out of a crack house. Oh, mercy. Right, so I've got some of these new products and nobody actually cares. I don't even care. I can't even read what it says on there. What does it say? So I'm going to put these on my face and just hopefully one of them's moisturiser and not hair remover. First question is, if I've got a bubble show and festival comes up to me and asks me how much for this bubble show, do I charge the same price as a normal birthday party? And the answer is no, because when you're at a normal birthday party, you have 20 kids. And if you have 20 children, if you just divide that money by 20 children, it's probably about $18, something like that, per child. And if you divide it by the amount of kids that are going to be turning up to your event or to the festival's event, and you've got like 150 people in front of you, you're entertaining all those people. So you need to make sure that you get paid for entertaining for all those people. Every single one of those people have actually paid the festival. So why shouldn't you get a piece of money? Money, 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 money. Next is this. This is a new foundation, Estee Lauder 2C1, a double wear. 47-year-olds need double wear because we have like spots all over our face. And put that on. Nobody cares. I don't even care about this and I bought it. So my next question is from a magician who's obsessed with being late. Now he takes, if it's Google says there's probably an estimated time between 1 hour and 2 hours to get down to the Gold Coast, which is dead on an hour away, and he will take 2 hours. This makes sure that he ends up not earning as much money because he doesn't want to squish the shows together, and also he sits in the car for a lot of the time because Google will sometimes give you the massive amount depending on traffic back on Wednesday, the busiest day of the year. And so I recommend just going down knowing full well that sometimes you're going to be late. Yes, so you're probably only going to be late, I don't know, once every 20 times, and then I don't know if by you, but I do a little fibby and I just say that I forgot something. Isn't that bad? That's so bad. Okay, so my next question is from a lady who lives on the north side, and basically she says to me, what happens if I go down to a face painting show and there's no flipping kids? Sometimes there's no kids at all. This is what you do. You make sure that you can do a few balloons. You don't have to be a massive person and know all the balloons in the world, but dog, sword, flower, love heart, space gun, and then you can have a little stash of balloons under your car seat, and then take them out and look like you were going to do it anyway. And then you look like you're productive. Right, next question comes from a man who does balloon twisting. He doesn't know what to wear. He doesn't know whether to wear smart costumes or dark costumes. This to me is based on your age of what you look like, because I used to look really cute as a superhero, and now I look like a sad cow. So I recommend you dress to make sure that you have the best visual look, aesthetic look, and the look that's stereotyped. If you're my age, I don't recommend you be Elsa. I reckon it looks a bit weird. That's my personal opinion, and people will probably down in the comments go, oh, you're such a cow. I'm not going to be Elsa. So I recommend if you're gorgeous, you go for that shorter skirts, lovely go-go boots, and then do it, because one day you won't be able to do it. You're going to look like me. For men, I recommend that you end up not dressing like a clown, unless you're really young. Like if you're 21, who cares? You're a clown, doesn't matter. But if I were a bloke, I would not want to dress up like a clown at 35 years old. I'd want to dress up looking like I'd go into a supermarket and people think, oh, he's smart, he's in business. There's a guy who I know, he looks so smart. He wears a nice dapper shirt, well-cut suit. He looks like a proper magician. I would just have him just to look at. And my next question is someone who wants to go into close-up magic, who asked me, do I go into close-up magic or do I go into kids? Now, you can go into close-up magic, and I know some really, really popular performers that are really into close-up magic. The problem is, if you go to a kid's birthday party, you have got 30 demographic, target market parents sitting there looking at you do an amazing job. When you're going into close-up, 40th or a wedding or corporate, you don't have the same target market. They could be drunk 20-year-olds in the corner, they could be just admin staff. You're only going to get some people there who are going to be on their 50th wedding anniversary, on their honeymoon, on their wedding day, having you at their party because they saw you at like Microsoft's party. So I don't like that route. I like the route where it's bread and butter. Every time you go out and do a party, you get another one, easy money, and you go home at the end of the day. But again, if it matters if you like kids or not, if you should wear face paint when you're going out to a party. No, is the answer to that. No. It looks good if you're a face painter and you've only got like 2 shows during that day, but sometimes face painting, especially in Queensland, different countries, different things, but it melts or it gets a bit crackly around the eyes and you just start looking like... So I recommend having a clean face and this. Oh, I love this. This is great. This glitter cream. A little bit of shimmer just here. And then you can claw it off with your fingernails when you're going out later in the night. Otherwise, you've got to take your makeup off, put that foundation on. I can't bother with all that. I want a nice, easy job that pays the bills. People are asking, what is the most popular character right now? It's K-pop. Now, there's one thing which we don't do, which other people do. We don't do it, is we do not try to put those stupid wigs on while we're doing shows, because our performers are meant to be running around, jumping, woohoo, dancing like this. How can you do that with a weird wig on your head that goes all the way down to your butt? That's impossible. And we're all about making money and making sure that the money keeps coming in and not spending it on rubbish stuff like wig maintenance. Now I'm just going to put my highlighter on my eyes like a shadow, because I don't know what on earth I'm doing. How can you get to 46 years old and not realise how not to put makeup on? Just rub it in the eyes like I'm rubbing in acid. Trying to smooth out all of those crevices with a $2 Temu brush. Now, top tip, ladies, if you are living in a hot country like we're living in Queensland right now, it gets really sticky and your fake eyelashes will slide off. So always top tip, make sure if you're a princess, pretty performer, that you have extra glue in your car, because otherwise they hang down like spider's eggs. Now, how many characters do I recommend that you have on the shelf just to keep rotating? Because you can't just have one character. For example, if you're having a mermaid character and it goes out and it rips, you haven't got time to go and buy another one from the shop in China and you wait for 4 or 5 weeks for it to turn up. No, you need to have something else. So this is what I recommend. I recommend that you have 2 at least of any normal kids' birthday party character. And then the popular ones, you have 3, because one of them is going to be in the tailors. Now, while I do this with my eyelashes, always make sure that you have waterproof mascara, because otherwise when you're doing 4 shows a day, it gets really tiring and you rub your eyes and it just comes down like this and you don't notice. You go, hi, how are you? And everyone just goes, you look like crap. Now, how many props and resources should you be stashing away as well, just in case you end up having a problem? Well, I recommend having a stash of about a month's worth, because you never know when the COVID is going to hit. You never know when the Strait of Hormuz is going to have problems. So I recommend always having a bunch of balloons you're going to be able to use in an hour, in a month. Because otherwise, if you have too many, they start degrading. And if you have too few, you're going to get stuck when they all run out. There's my basic makeup on, so this time I'm going to start on my scraggly scarecrow hair. So in the move, it looks like I've actually missed out my my special plumping up hair dry shampoo, so I'm going to use this. I actually heard that this actually works. It's talcum powder. I think it's probably going to look a bit like an old lady, in fact. Just rub it around here. Oh, it smells so nice. It smells like I've got a baby's bottom on my face. Looks like I'm just combing out straw. Right, now time to burn my hair off now. So lovely. So how much do you start charging people when you have not actually done the show yourself? You start charging people whatever you feel comfortable with, and knowing that you don't want that the pressure. So what you can do, is the top tip, is you say that you are doing a heavy discount. So they always feel like you've got a bargain. And then you just make it like 70% off. Come here now, $400 down to $100. Is that 75% off? And they're going to flock because they'll think you're worth $400. So I'm just going to finish off this tiny little piece, grabbing pieces of hair, because I'm getting really bored now. And this is why I don't go out on nice dates, because I look such a mess. And I hope you have a lovely day. Bye. Now, if you like this impromptu video of talking absolute rubbish, check out my other video, which is around here somewhere, on how LuLaRoe scammed people.